Ladies, gentlemen and crime fanatics, welcome to today's episode of From Crime to Court, where today we'll be covering Gary Ridgway. Gary Ridgway, who later became known as the Green River Killer, began his life in Salt Lake City, Utah on February 18, 1949. Ridgway grew up in what would be later known as SeaTac, Washington. His father worked as a bus driver and his mother was a sales clerk. Many people partake in discussions over what causes people to gain the pathology of a serial killer, and the main basis of this argument is that they are born this way, nature, or they are made this way by experiences, nurture. Well, Gary Ridgway would be classified under the latter, after a young Ridgway disclosed that after wetting his bed, which became a usual occurrence into his teenage years, his mother would touch him inappropriately. This led to his desires to kill her, and in the mid-1960s he stabbed a young boy. After graduating high school at the age of 20, he spent 2 years in the US Navy. He then later settled in Seattle, where he worked as a truck painter. Over the next 30 years he married 3 times and had a son. 1980 began the career of Ridgway's killings. Initially he was arrested for allegedly choking a prostitute, but no charges were filed after he claimed she bit him. 2 years later he was arrested for soliciting. It was believed that this was when his serial killings began. His first victim was believed to be a 16-year-old girl who went missing after leaving her foster home. In July 1982 her body was found a week later in Green River. Over the next 2 years, Ridgway raped and killed more than 40 women, many of whom were prostitutes or runaways. A number of his victims were found in the Green River, giving him the nickname the Green River Killer, and his final victim was killed in 1998. By 1982, the police realised that there was a serial killer at work and eventually formed a task force to find him. This led to Ridgway becoming a suspect, and in 1983 he was questioned in the disappearance of a prostitute, as witnesses recalled seeing her get into his truck. Ridgway claimed innocence and passed a polygraph in 1984. Later detectives found an earlier report of Ridgway's soliciting charge, and a body of a prostitute was later found in that car park. In 1987, the police had enough to obtain a search warrant for Ridgway's home and work. However, none of the items, including carpet fibres and ropes, could be linked to the victims. They also gathered DNA samples from Ridgway. However, due to poor technology, it could not be linked to any of the semen found on the victims. But a development in technology allowed the DNA to be linked to Ridgway in 2001, who was then later arrested that year. Although initially he claimed his innocence, Ridgway soon confessed to his crimes, stating he wanted to kill as many prostitutes as possible. He targeted sex workers because he thought they would not be reported missing and because he hated most of them. In 2003 he accepted a plea deal in which he was sentenced for 48 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. In addition, he agreed to reveal the locations of the undiscovered bodies. Many suspected that he was responsible for more deaths, and in 2013 Ridgway said that he had murdered upwards of 80 people.